Good evening to you all from the OmniBros Live group, which right now includes me and Geo, A Week in Geekdom, and Omnidog. Good evening to you all.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another fun-filled show here at OmniBros Live. Happy to be here.
At OmniBros Live Central, the nerve center of it all.
Yes, that's very true.
Where it's all happening live right now.
How are you? How's it hanging? How's it been?
Good. No, I didn't get a chance to see Joker yet. Jesse, say what? Because I was concentrating on watching Watchmen, which I finished. And Geo, I can see why you guys like it so much. It's fantastic.
It's so much fun. I love it.
It went in a direction I just never even thought a show would go. It's just amazing.
I love that, and I mentioned this last time. I love that it doesn't damage the original, and you can enjoy it as a separate thing, and it pays homage to it. And I think it's done in a respectful way. I love it. I think it's a very smart way to world build on an already excellent comic book. It's very interesting. I really enjoy the series so far. It leaves you with a ton of questions, but you still enjoy it regardless.
Yeah. It's completely separate, but it's sort of intertwined, and
yeah, more like an alternate reality sequel thing to the Watchmen universe.
Yeah, it feels like after Watchmen.
Yeah, oh, that's a good way to put it. I like it. You got
before
Watchmen stuff? No, after.
Yeah, we had before Watchmen, and now it feels like after Watchmen. But it's just remarkably well written, and the background music is freaking great.
Oh yeah, it's Reznor doing the score.
Yeah, I downloaded one of the songs, and I may end up just doing the whole album.
Awesome.
Yeah, I should do Doom Patrol when I get a chance. I really want to. Jesse, say what? There's an awful lot of things for me to see, and yet I got to keep reading.
Yeah. I'm at that point. I haven't posted a video in a while because I'm juggling so much nerd stuff at the same time.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 shows tomorrow of reading material, and I just have to keep focused on my reading. I just don't get a chance to watch very much stuff. Mostly it's my reading, and when I talk about reading, it's the stuff I get from InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There's always an OmniBros Live discount code every quarter. If you live in the United States and you order $50 or more in an order, you get free shipping. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Nicely done.
And they're having 2 special sales, 2 one-day sales. Let me see where my where's my email at? One-day sales at InStock Trades. This is November 15th, so that's tomorrow. 2019. So if you're watching this in the future, do they have hoverboards yet?
I hope so.
Save an extra 3% on DC now through November 15th. Oh, now through November 15th. Items normally priced at 42% off will be 45% off.
Ooh,
I haven't made an order yet. This may pay off for me. Exclusions may apply. Exclusions include this week's new releases, Include this week's new releases and items already on sale. This sale is only valid through November 15th.
Nice.
Then November 16th, which is Saturday, use the code ONEDAY at checkout and save an extra 3% on your order.
Wow.
This discount is available on all items, including deals of the week. So you can get 53% off on your deals of the week. Wow, DC and Image, 45% off. Marvel and Dark Horse, 45% off. This sale is valid only on November 16th. The sale does not stack with the loyalty discount.
Still, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, I don't know. Walking in off the street, you tell me I get 45% off those books and 53% off deals of the week.
You can get
pretty happy.
You can get that absolute, that heavy discount, right?
53% off for Absolute Swamp Thing.
You're not going to find that anywhere else unless you visit InsideTrades.com. Let's face it, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. I was talking to a man known as my emergency backup sponsor, since I'm in a 12-step group for my alcoholism, and he said, "So what are you doing today?" I said, "I'm making flight stands for my action figures." And he said, "I have no idea what you just said." So I explained it to him. I said, "Well, I got thinner wire because the wire that I had was too thick, and I'm setting up and I explained everything to him, and he said, "I had no idea you were such a nerd." And I just said, "I prefer to think of myself as king of the nerds."
Hell yeah.
So I set up a table and I built a ton of these flight stands with this thinner wire that's still heavy enough to boost the figures, hold them up, but it's a lot. Yes, I did get my hair cut. Thank you for noticing, Ryan Barrett. Thank you. But it's much more malleable and it's still stable, and that other stuff was really too hard to bend. So
you're going in deep on that stuff. I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, I have so many action figures, and I just want to pose them all and put them all up, doing all crazy kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, if you have action figures, you can't just vanilla pose. You got to do creative things with them.
Yeah, and you really need to have that wire to do it, because otherwise, all they can do is just stand on their own.
Mm-hmm.
You try any kind of pose on the ground, they just stand there. You're not going to get them. Even if you try and get them to bend on their knees, they're off balance.
Yeah.
Charlie Rogers, thank you. I am still feeling good. I had a MRI a week ago, and my final blood tests and everything's back to normal. I am back to 100%. Thank you very much for asking. I appreciate that.
Great news. That's awesome.
Gio, there's a question about your Harley shirt. Who's the artist on that?
I have no idea, but I think I can find the source. Let me look for it, because I believe this was a gift. I don't remember where I got it from. Somebody must have bought it for me. I don't know. But I think the drawing is from the Gotham City Sirens era. I think that's my hunch.
Oh, you're going to research it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can take a quick tour out to show you my diorama and the action pose that I made today with Mystique attacking Professor X and Lilandra using the new wire. I'll make it real quick.
Strap in, chat. We're going on a road trip.
Now you'll see the difference between the old wire and the new wire.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get it. Okay,
is
there's
awesome.
Mystique on the new wire.
Yeah.
And see, she's suspended just enough that she's in the action pose. And here's Wolverine attacking Hulk. He's with the bulkier wire. I'm trying to recreate the scene from 181. And he's got the bulkier wire, which is really hard to bend. So, and then here's the infamous Iron Man.
Ooh, nice.
And then here's Spidey thwipping Red Goblin, who I'm going to try and do something more interesting with. He is heavy. His tail is as heavy as a regular figure.
Oh, wow.
And then I put Shadow King's head on Kingpin, also known as Summer Thief, because I couldn't remember his name.
They're asking where you got all those figures from. Was it all from one place or different stores?
All those figures probably came from Big Bad Toy Store.
Ah, nice.
I think that's Jet or Walgreens.
Yeah.
Professor X, Ryan Barrett. Professor X came from Big Bad Toy Store, and that's where I got the alternate head for Kingpin, which is Shadow King.
Mm-hmm.
That came with Professor X. You can see Kingpin and Professor X up there. And that's a shot of the whole diorama.
You did a great job. That looks awesome.
Oh, thanks. The diorama came from Big Bad Toy Store, too. It was fun to put together.
Was it easy to put together?
Very.
Nice.
Very easy to put together.
The chat is talking about Mandalorian. Have you watched the first episode?
I meant to today, but I went nerd and nerded out on my action figures. Have you seen it?
I have not, unfortunately. I will try and watch it as soon as I can.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You don't have it here in Puerto Rico.
Yay.
You got jacked around.
Yeah. It's stupid. I tweeted at them. Disney don't care about this guy, but still, I vent my frustration tweeting at Disney. But yeah.
I did watch Grandma's Boy this week.
Yeah. You gave us your review. Was it yesterday, Monday or Sunday?
Must have given it Monday. Yeah.
Monday. All right.
Yeah, I ended up buying it for $4 on Amazon.
Awesome.
Let's see. Tomorrow, man, I got a full schedule tomorrow. I don't know that I'll be able to watch Mandalorian tomorrow. But maybe Saturday. I'm actually surprised I haven't seen it already.
It'll be there. Plus, it's coming out weekly, so you're good.
Part of me wants to wait till there's like 10 episodes out and just swallow all of them at once.
I think it's going to be 8, by the way.
8?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be a quick watch. I do want to see it because I love the bounty hunters, and Boba Fett's my favorite character, and I love the Mandalorian history and all that stuff. So I am dying to watch that. So I will sign up eventually for Disney Plus.
So I have Disney Plus, and I watched some episodes of The Simpsons first, which is a weird thing to watch and felt like a weird thing to watch on Disney Plus. But our topic is there any, and this is where we really need Ryley. unless you're as well versed in the comic book cartoons as he is, I am not. So this is where we need you and Ryley.
Yeah.
Because I ended up going with The Simpsons, like season 3 and 4. I watched a bunch of episodes. I want to see Disney movies and Pixar movies. You told me I needed to see Wall-E, and I do want to see that.
Yes, please.
But these animated shows are really in the wheelhouse of like Gabe and Lou. And now, how about you? Did you watch a lot of those things?
Yeah, for sure. Right out of the gate, if you're going into Disney Plus, you need, and if you haven't checked out any of the shows, my top 5 that you need to watch, in no particular order, or actually, you need to watch, of course, X-Men the animated series. You need to check out the Spider-Woman show. Even though I find it corny as hell, it's still awesome to see an early Marvel show, especially with Jessica Drew and all that stuff. But it's not my favorite. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, I think that's on there. That's also pretty a classic Spider-Man show for the Spidey fans. I believe Silver Surfer is there, and Gabe is going to be mad at me. It's not my favorite, so I don't really recommend it that much. But it's still
he will
cool.
totally be mad at you.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. I need to rewatch it to see if it still holds up. But I didn't really love it back then. I thought it was just okay. You know, it's cosmic fun, and you get a weird 90s CG Galactus thing. It's interesting. Iron Man. It's interesting that Iron Man. You know, he's so famous now, but for a lot of us, especially kids growing up in the '90s, the Iron Man TV show is what introduced us to the character, and not technically the comic. So it's kind of weird to see it come back, and a lot of people are rediscovering Iron Man through his animated show, which did cross over with or the character crossed over with other Marvel heroes. I remember Julia Carpenter was on that show, and all his wacky villains and stuff. It was so 90s and cheesy that I do recommend it as well. But probably the one show, and I'm skipping a lot of stuff because I haven't looked at the full list, but the one show that I urge everybody to watch because it's my favorite Marvel series is and I don't know if you can check if it's available at launch because I missed that. It is Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That was a early 2000 show that debuted back at Disney XD, but it's now back on that streaming platform. It is, in my opinion, the best of the Marvel TV stuff. I love that show so much, and
That's an animated one.
Yeah. The animation style isn't the best. A lot of people will criticize it because it's very blocky and it's not as smooth as X-Men or the Spider-Man animated series, et cetera, et cetera. But it has its own unique charm, and it really brought because before you had the X-Men stuff and Spider-Man, and they did cross over those Fox TV shows or whatever. But here you have like a real Marvel universe in animation form. You had the Avengers, and they crossed paths with Guardians of the Galaxy. You did see some of the X-Men like Wolverine. You saw the Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom. It did storylines like Black Panther storylines and Michael Korvac, and you had stuff like Galactus, the Kree. You saw Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel. The show really was ahead of its time and did things just like for the people that like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this was the MCU before the MCU was a thing. It did all of that. It was ambitious and really played to its strength with all the different characters. Black Panther, to me, I love that version. That's one of my favorite versions of Black Panther. I love that character in that series. So yeah, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It was only 2 seasons. It got canceled because Jeff Loeb likes to cancel things, and they were gonna do some really awesome things. If they would have gotten a season 3, they were gonna tackle Civil War, and they even banned some episodes. They never aired because they were too controversial. Basically, there was an episode that was it was called Ragnarok, around Thor, and it did involve Surtur and Loki and all these other characters, and they featured a lot of hellish imagery, so that's why they canceled it, I guess, or they banned it. Sorry. Yeah. What's the, and the chat can probably help me out as well. What's the realm where Surtur lives? That's supposed to be hell. I forgot the name. Shoot, I can't. It's the place where the bad guys are. I forgot the name of that realm in Thor's mythology or whatever. But you know, you don't want to feature demons and a giant fire demon lord in that series for kids. But yeah, but stuff like that. I think that was the only episode that was banned. But it did make it to the DVDs. I own the series on DVD. You had stuff like Winter Soldier, Red Skull, Red Hulk. Hulk was really awesome in that series because we didn't see Banner a lot, but Hulk was very talkative throughout the series, and there was a lot of witty banter between him and Iron Man and all these other characters.
No.
Hey.
What?
You can focus on just you.
Oh.
We got a surprise guest.
Well, Megan's the one that spent the most time with Disney Plus since it launched because she works from home. So I asked her if she would come on, and we have to be brief because we have to go shopping for Christmas gifts for a family that we adopted this year. But I wanted to come
brag,
on.
Family. Thank you very much. You got my list.
I hope you like fruitcake.
He accepts root beer.
Exactly. Megan knows what I want.
Tacos. No, I woke up and was like, oh, because we have to get in our gifts by the 1st. I'm like, it's mid-November already. We have bought 2 things. Gotta get on it.
For one person.
Yeah.
So 1 out of 4 people. So what have y'all been saying?
Well, I was mostly talking about the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes show because that's my favorite and the one I recommend for people to watch.
Right.
That Disney Plus thing.
We were just talking about Song of the South.
We'll never get to see it.
Yeah.
Well, I commented this on one of the groups, but I find it really interesting that Disney has not changed Splash Mountain at all, because it's completely themed after Song of the South, and it still has all of the same characters and stuff throughout. And then at the end, you hear them singing Zippity Doo-Dah. And so it's really interesting to me that, that it's such a, it's Megan showed me that there are other movies that have disclaimers on Disney Plus. She was watching Peter Pan, and it popped up with one.
No, I don't think it pops up. I think if you go it's under the description, the last sentence, it'll say this film may contain outdated cultural depictions.
Did you watch Peter Pan?
I'm in the middle of it right now.
A third of it or so.
I was interested if they still have that "What Makes the Red Man Red" song in it.
I think that all of them state that everything is kept intact to the original format. But they just add that disclaimer to mention that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even the Black Crows and Dumbo?
That Dumbo was on the list too, I think.
Yeah, Dumbo was
Aristocats
on the list.
for the
Aristocats,
Siamese
Peter Pan,
cats.
and then
Peter
a couple of
Pan.
others.
Swiss Family Robinson was on
and
there.
then even that, I know there were people that were kind of divided because I guess Warner Brothers has like a similar, like, I think there was a very heavily racist Bugs Bunny cartoon doing blackface. And I think when they released it, they did like a disclaimer, and their disclaimer was something along the lines of like, these cultural depictions were wrong then and they're still wrong today. Like they were very blunt and like forward about it. And people, I guess, are kind of upset that Disney's like, I guess, trying to skirt around the obvious elephant in the room. So
yeah, and I don't. It's like trying to ignore the wrong that had been done instead of coming forth and being like, yeah, this wasn't great. You know, we definitely did negative in the past. So I don't know. I don't believe that there's a singular right answer. And it's not like I am sitting here needing to watch Song of the South. It's the last thing I do. There's a million different things I'd rather watch before that. But
yeah, I'd be curious because I know
interest.
like the last time that Disney made a comment, it came from Bob Iger, like himself. And I think the comment was from around like 10 years ago. And he said like, we're not doing it, not now. Like, we're not going to release it, not now, not ever. But he's leaving. Like, he's going to be gone, I think, by 2021. So I'm curious if there's new ownership, if they're going to take a different stance on it.
I don't know. But anyway, Marvel.
I want to hear. You have been banging the drum hard on Gargoyles. I know that it's not comic book related, but I definitely want to know why I should be watching Gargoyles.
That's more Gabe. Like I've been in support of.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm excited to go back and watch it, but like, it's Gabe is probably the one out of all of us that has talked about it the most. But it is, if you look up like lists of best Disney shows, it will go up there. It'll be at the top of a lot of lists because it's such a well done, well written series. I think the easiest thing for me to compare it to would be let me do two. I'd say compare it to the writing and the style of like Batman the animated series or like the Avatar The Last Airbender, because they're written in a way that's so well. It's good. It's a child's show. It's meant for children, but it's mature enough that it's easy to enjoy for adults too.
Mm-hmm.
It has, good characters, good storylines, and it's been so long since I've watched any of Gargoyles that, like, yes, I do intend on revisiting that ASAP. But I know that Gabe was one of the ones who's a lot more vocal about it.
Okay.
I'm excited because I do think this is going to be great. This is going to be a great chance for that series to get some new legs. And if there's any time that it would be likely that it could get renewed for like maybe a follow-up season or something, it would be now. Because you have so many people, not just people revisiting it, but the people who are revisiting it, the people who have been harping on about it, have inspired people who never watched it before to also watch it. And I know that there are younger generations who are watching it now too. Like, for instance, to bring it back to comics, Scott Snyder has his kids watching it, and he's like, this is their favorite thing on there.
And what are you looking forward to the most then on this app?
Well, I'm really excited that they have all the Star Wars shows on there, because I never watched all of Clone Wars. I never watched all of Rebels. And I'd like to watch the new one as well. I think Resistance is what it's called. Mm-hmm. Mandalorian first episode was a lot of fun. I would die for Baby Yoda. But as far as the Marvel stuff, the Marvel shows used to be on Netflix, Spider-Man and X-Men. So I watched both of those before we got married. So I think it was probably 7 or 8 years ago in their entirety. And then they got removed. So those, I don't feel as strongly that I need to revisit them. But what I would like to do is visit for the first time a lot of the other shows, like the was it Spider-Man Unlimited, I think, is one that they have on there. I don't know if they have the.
Is it Neil Patrick Harris Spider-Man on there?
I don't know.
It's MTV.
You have to look it up real quick.
Oh.
But a lot of those series, the ones that I actually missed out on, those are the ones that I'm the most excited about. Like, I watched, X-Men, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Hulk, Silver Surfer. I watched those to death. I've probably seen the vast majority of episodes of each of those shows. And I'd like to revisit them, but that's what I'm most excited about here with Disney Plus is getting to watch them for the first time. And so I'm excited about hearing people recommending those other shows, hearing people saying, why you should watch this one that you probably missed out on when you were a kid.
Well, Mac Haven Comics has shown up and donated $2.
Whoa.
Thank you, Mac Haven.
Thank you.
Maybe I'm missaying it. Maybe it's Machaven, but somehow I think it's
Machiavellian.
Mac Haven. Thank you, Mac Haven. I appreciate it. And here's T. Lar Blunt with his opinion. Spider-Man Unlimited was weird and very underrated. I genuinely liked it, but was disappointed with it as a follow-up to the animated series as a kid. Now, he is known as a Spider-Man fan, so...
I'm also excited about the and His Amazing Friends, because that's one that I watched a few episodes of when I was a kid. I had a VHS, and I'd watch it over and over and over.
Is that the one where he has Iceman as a friend or something?
Yeah, and Iceman is voiced by the guy who did Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It had a really nice theme song. Yeah, they have Ultimate Spider-Man, which I think is the one that has Drake Bell playing Spidey.
Mm-hmm.
They have... What is that one? Is that just called Spider-Man? And then I don't know what the one at the end is.
Spider-Man's the latest series that
Okay,
was on Disney XD.
And Spider-Man shorts, which I think are from that series. And then, of course, they have the long-running animated series. And then they have Unlimited. They don't... It doesn't seem like they have Spectacular Spider-Man, though.
Yeah, because of Sony. They're not allowed to use it.
That's Boo-Boo. Because I know that's one. And then which one is the older one? What year is that one? I think that's the one from the 80s.
Here's a good question that just got us $5.
Oh boy.
Mac Haven Comics. What's something you'd love to see on Disney Plus that hasn't been announced yet?
I'm gonna go with, I know it's a long shot, but Spectacular Spider-Man. To me, that's my favorite Spider-Man show. I love that.
It's a lot of people's favorite.
It was an amazing experience to watch that show. I really wish more people could see it. Maybe we could get another season out of it.
I'd like to say the death of Jar Jar Binks. It hasn't been made yet, but I want to see it.
On Gio's topic of the Spider-Man stuff, I would love to see the old, was it 64, Spider-Man 64? Because they have the one that they have on here is from the 80s, which is also solid. And also the one that Megan had mentioned, the Neil Patrick Harris MTV series, would be really cool to see.
I'll
that one
say
was in the Raimi universe.
I'll say the New Mutants movie.
Yeah, that would be really. I think that is going to Hulu though.
Oh, it's going to Hulu?
Last I heard, it's supposed to go straight to Hulu. I don't think it would go on to Disney Plus because I think it's supposed to be a little bit more on the mature side.
Yeah, all the mature stuff is going to be on Hulu.
Yeah.
Wait, Disney doesn't own Hulu, do they, or do they?
They do.
Oh, they Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just assume they own everything, and we'll subtract from there.
Omnibroslive, owned by Disney. Coming soon.
We can be had for a price.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, you know what's another good show that everybody should check out, animated wise? My favorite Fantastic Four series, the 2006 series, which is on the Disney app. I do recommend that one. It's solid and it's a very interesting new take on the Fantastic Four. I love that one.
Thank you, Joe Chip, for noticing that I got a new haircut. I appreciate that.
You're also growing the goatee back out.
Yeah.
Do they have the 90s Fantastic Four one on there too?
I think so. I think one of them. There were two shows in the 90s, right?
Because that's I know one of them at least was what I was familiar with growing up, and that's what introduced me to that.
We had one with Johnny, and then we had one with Herbie because they were afraid of people lighting themselves on fire, so they couldn't feature Human Torch supposedly. So they substituted Human Torch with Herbie, the robot.
I grew up with a Fantastic Four cartoon in the 60s.
Did it have Herbie in it?
Herbie?
Yeah.
The robot.
Herbie, the little floating robot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Then later on, they did like the New Adventures of Fantastic Four or something like that, and then they could feature Johnny in the show.
I think they had a Human Torch. I might be mistaken, but it might have been one of those moving mouth cartoons, like Captain America was.
Okay.
Like Club Cargo, wasn't that?
Yeah,
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the 90s one that I remember, and this is the one that does have Torch in it. And that one I remember. This introduced me to the Fantastic Four, and it also introduced me to Black Panther, and I think Namor. Yeah, this introduced me to a lot of stuff from
Be right back.
deeper in the Marvel universe. You got all those villains like Annihilus, Galactus, and stuff like that. And I remember it being a really solid show.
Wait, what show is this?
This is the Fantastic Four from the 90s.
Oh, okay.
1994, I think is what that says. But they do have that, and they do have the one that Gio was talking about. So it's just a little treasure trove of material from all these older shows, which is great. Great for kids now who are getting introduced to all these characters and might be interested in seeing, new things starring their favorite characters. There's I didn't even know that this existed, but there's a Rocket Raccoon and Groot series on here.
Is there a TV show, Ryley versus the Table?
No, not yet.
Damn it.
Come on, we all know who's gonna win. It's the table.
The table did win. I had to get outside help.
That's right.
They have the 90s Iron Man series with the super metal theme song, the one that Gabe was talking about earlier in our chat. And then they also have Armored Adventures, which is the one that came out after the first movie. And I think this one is more Tony, if I'm not mistaken, was a teenager in this one rather than being an adult.
What was the thing that kids watch? Squatties?
Squatties. Superhero Squad?
Superhero Squad.
Yeah, do they have Superhero Squad?
Superhero Squad.
Squatties?
That's what they would, like the villain. I'll get you, you squatties. Nope.
Yeah, no Superhero Squad. Sorry.
Boo. Everybody should watch the Punisher speech in Superhero Squad. It's hilarious. Talking about making people eat their broccoli and all that stuff as punishment.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, that show. Mostly for kids, or actually for kids, but
Yeah.
So far, OmniBros is 2 for 2 on movie recommendations for me. The Punisher movie and Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy. Nice.
That Punisher movie where the he takes the shoulder-loaded, what am I thinking of?
Rocket launcher?
Rocket launcher and blows that guy up. And Grandma's Boy.
If anybody was wondering, this is the Fantastic Four series that I was talking about.
Ah, okay, wait, let me highlight you.
Yeah. It was only one season. It got canceled because nobody was watching, but it's really good. It's fantastic.
No, wait, Johnny looks like he's on fire there.
Yeah, this is from 2006, I think.
So around the time of what, the second movie?
Yep, yeah, I think so.
Speaking of
You-
things that got canceled after one season, they also have the Inhumans on there.
We don't talk about that.
Poor Geo.
Yeah,
But they also have Agent Carter on there. One of the guys at my work was like, "Yeah, I started watching that today. It's actually really good." Just
Is it
something that I never watched before, so I'm excited to check that out. You know, talking about the live action stuff.
I've always liked her as a character.
Yeah, I had heard that it was really good, but it was something that I never checked out, and I'm not really sure.
Oh, and this is the Avengers one you like so much?
yeah. This is my recommended show. If you got to watch something animated from Marvel, this is the show to watch, in my opinion. Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah. And they did Secret Invasion, which is one of my favorite events. So you got to check it out. Spoilers.
They don't have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on here.
Good. No, actually, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, they did a season in San Juan, so that was pretty cool. I liked it.
But that's the only reason why it's okay.
Yeah, and Lash was in it. They did a lot of Soul Inhumans stuff, which I liked.
So
Yeah.
if the topic is whether or not Disney Plus is worth it for a comic fan, I think on my side, I would say yes for the price if I'm looking at it only from the lens of like as a comic fan. But that, for me personally, that's not why, and I know for her, that's not why we signed up for it. And it's for me, the stuff that I'm the most excited about being on here is honestly most of the old Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
Look at my watch, or not my watch list, but my list of stuff that I put together. It's all, it's Gargoyles, DuckTales, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, the new DuckTales, Goof Troop is on there. Like all those shows, those are the ones that I really was excited about revisiting. And then of course all the movies and stuff too. And I know the first day Megan watched 4 movies.
Awesome. What one?
Movies while I was at work.
I watched. I started with Aladdin because we don't have Aladdin, and that's one of our favorites. And it's like, because I think like the Blu-ray is $30, so it's hard to justify buying it. So I watched that. Watched Little Mermaid. Watched a Goofy movie and Princess and the Frog.
And then I get home and she put on an extremely Goofy movie. And then the next day finished off Extremely Goofy and then also watched Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, I love that movie.
Which is one that we've watched recently. So it's the movies that she's putting on for the most part are ones that it's not like it's been forever since we watched them, but it's just like favorites.
Yeah.
And then she tried to watch Peter Pan, but kind of she lost interest in that one.
I'm like halfway done. I mean, I'll finish it, but it's obviously from like the 40s. I think it's like 1946 or something.
She also freaked out because it didn't seem like the original 101 Dalmatians was on here.
Oh.
It's not. If you go like to the numeric search, if you do 101, it has the live actions and
the like straight to DVD sequel of the original animated one.
Yeah, but for some reason, the one from 1961,
you have to type in the word
like ONE.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
and then it pops up. It's really odd, and that's one thing. If I was to talk about issues with the app, that's one of the things is the search function seems to be kind of iffy, and also I don't know what you call it, but like when you're looking at, like if I was to go to home and I go to the page that's all the Marvel stuff, a lot of the stuff is not just on that page. Like you actually have to search for those items. And I think that like, given the fact that there's not a million different things, they should have it all available easily to find on here.
Mm-hmm.
It also, I guess right now, I mean, again, this is what, like day 3 of it being out, so I'm sure this will come, but I guess I like this feature from other platforms is like suggested for you
Oh yeah.
based on what you've watched or what you are watching.
Yeah.
There's no recommendations or suggestions.
And I heard that, I haven't experienced this because we've mostly just been watching movies, but I've heard that it doesn't really keep your spot. Like if you're watching a show,
Oh really?
you have to click and then you have to find which episode you left off on. And it'll start from the right time point, but you have to know which episode it was. You have to go in there and find the episode. That's kind of annoying. And this is minor and this is just kind of me, but as far as the overlay of the interface goes, it's quiet. There's no sound.
Well, I'm also curious too of like how much, because right now we have it through the app is through our PlayStation 4 versus if someone is streaming it on their phone versus if someone is streaming it on their computer. So I don't know if like the issues we have are just because
We're on the PlayStation.
If it's just the UI in general, if they're still fixing out kinks. I don't know. Because I've noticed like with every movie that we have watched, it's been glitchy.
Huh.
And that could also come with just the servers being overloaded and stuff. But yeah, like Peter Pan, I know that she had to stop it multiple times because it'll like the picture will freeze and then the sound will keep going.
Oh.
You have to stop and get out of it and restart the movie and it'll, start up from a few seconds prior to where you stopped. And it winds up working out okay, but it's just kind of annoying to have to do that.
Yeah.
And with the Goofy movie, like every 10 minutes, it would like pause and then jump back 30 seconds and then replay. And then like 10 minutes would pass and then it would jump back like 30 seconds and then play again. So every 10 minutes or so, you're watching a scene twice.
I think this is exactly why they launched it on a Tuesday morning and not a weekend, because there would have been twice as many people trying to do it on a weekend, and this way they tried to get ahead of it.
I'm in Central, and I think I tried logging on sometime between 7:30 or 8. And
yeah, she was texting me saying it's not working.
I didn't have any luck, and I didn't have any luck until about 10:30 Central. So I think well after East Coast had gone to work, maybe West Coast was still waking up, but I didn't have any luck until almost like afternoon our time.
Luckily, the content that's on there is enough to warrant paying for it, and for the price that you get it for, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But I do hope that they fix these issues with the interface, because if it's something that persists and they don't fix these things, then eventually I think it would be a real issue where it's like, yeah, I want to watch these things, but is it worth it for me to spend my time trying to get around these things?
Are you guys still having that problem?
Did you have that?
I haven't. No, I was really busy at work today, so I didn't have anything in the background.
So she didn't watch anything today, and I got home, and then immediately after eating, I jumped on here, so I can't say anything. When I watched the episode of The Mandalorian, it didn't skip around at all, but the one issue I did have is we watched stuff with subtitles on, and the subtitles went from the bottom and then jumped to the top of the screen, but you only see like this much. So you'd only see the bottoms of the letters, and I couldn't tell. I forgot what that was. And so it just looked like little white lights at the top of my TV, and I was like, oh shit, I think my TV's broken.
That's weird.
I walked up there and I noticed, I was like, oh, that's the bottoms of the letters. So that was really weird. But that otherwise, Mandalorian didn't skip around. It looked fine. It sounded fine. Didn't have any issues aside from the one. And I'm sure that they'll wind up fixing all those things. And it just like the introduction of such a large app, and it's impossible to expect things to be perfect.
Yeah.
But I think for everything that we were told we'd get at the beginning, it really lives up to that. So I couldn't say that I'm disappointed overall.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all.
No, and I know North America is the first. I don't even think North America, is it in Canada too?
Not yet. I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even think all of North America, because I know they're rolling it. Like Europe doesn't get it until next month or maybe early next year.
And Gio, you're not supposed to get it till next week, isn't that right?
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be launch date, but then they said nothing, so we're getting it Tuesday. But apparently, some people over here have it and have used it, so it's a mess. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm sure as it continues to roll out, I would imagine with feedback, they would make improvements. I would hope so. But...
Yeah, and then of course adding things, and this is just the beginning because of the original shows on here. Obviously, the big one for us, the nerd crowd, is going to be Mandalorian, but the rest of it is non related to our kind of realm of things. But as we go forward, Marvel, of course, has announced however many, like an insane amount of original series that they're going to do on here. So that's going to be a huge draw going forward. And
Yeah, do you guys remember? Do we have Moon Knight?
Mm-hmm.
Moon Knight, She-Hulk, What If, Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Yep. Loki,
Hawkeye,
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
It's already a crazy amount of amazingness to me.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's stuff that I'm super excited about. Yeah, I'm excited, and I think that's going to make it even more worth
Yeah.
the minute amount that you put in for this. But let me tell you something that probably wasn't worth it. Was today we finally got the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
I'm interested in the review of this.
Was anybody stabbed?
Yes. Were you close to getting stabbed?
So I was able to send one of my coworkers, and he bought 7 sandwiches. And I asked him, I was like, "You sure you don't want to roll like 3 deep so you have some backup in case something happens?" And he went and he came back, and he, everything was fine. So, I guess, we'll see tomorrow if someone, gave him a quick prod, and then he noticed until he went home. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I've been bleeding on my hoodie." But yeah, it was, it was fine. But I'm like, I would be extremely disappointed if I had waited in line and got stabbed to get this sandwich.
Did he have to wait in line a long time?
I think he waited like 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Wow.
Yeah, there's the Popeyes. I think maybe the closest one to us is in the same shopping center as my gym, and every time I go, the line like wraps around the restaurant. It's insane.
Yeah,
Really?
It's insane because it's like
It's
you can
Popeyes.
do that, you can get that, or you can just go to a Chick-fil-A that's not too far off and wait for 5 minutes and get a sandwich that's, at the very least tastes pretty much the same, if not a little bit better.
Ah, okay. So that's your opinion, that they taste about the same.
I didn't think it was that different it's not so different to distinguish itself.
No, and I mean, who knows? Maybe like, I wonder if we got a subpar sandwich, like if quality is being sacrificed for quantity. Like maybe they tasted better when they were selling out. I have no idea, but yeah, it was okay. Hell of a marketing campaign, though.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I literally, I called her while I was at work. I FaceTimed her and I was like, "Hey, I got you something." And she's like, "What?" And I pulled out the bag and she's like, "Oh shit." And
well, because I pass by when I'm leaving the gym, I'm like, "Damn it!"
Because it's you're curious, you're curious about it. And so she's like, "Well, what do you tell me what you think?" And I was like, "You want me to try it?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I took bites of. I had the spicy and the regular, so I took a bite of each of them, and my reaction was not like.
And I actually much preferred the original. I think there was something almost like a chemical spice to the spicy one.
Oh, weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Do they have Popeyes in Puerto Rico? Gio?
Yeah, we do. Mm-hmm. We do.
So you have a chance to try one?
I don't frequent fast food joints anymore, so I don't know. Eventually,
That's
I'll
not the question.
I'll seek it out.
Well, with that, I think we're gonna
Try.
go. We're gonna go try and buy some gifts for some kids, and then we'll see y'all later, I guess.
All right. Thanks for showing up. Good to see you, Megan.
You too, Jess.
All right,
All right,
take care,
peace out,
guys.
Bye, guys.
Take care. So for the good of the show, you and I will both go to Popeyes and try their spicy chicken sandwich.
I gotta check it out. Yeah, I want to.
I know where the Popeyes is near me. I don't. It's also right next to the gym where I work out, which is funny. But it's a hassle sort of to get to. Okay, Tyler Blunt, I will do it. I'm not going to get in line for 30 minutes, though.
No, come on. That's too much.
No,
30
anything
minutes?
more than 5 minutes
Yeah.
is just not happening. I mean,
Wow.
if I'm getting in line for anything 30 minutes or over, it's got to be a Beatles reunion. And we know that's not happening. So
Yeah.
basically, I'm not getting in line for anything. Forget it.
No.
So what I'm waiting for is I'm not waiting for it. I want to see Tangled. I want to see Brave. I want to see Wall-E. I want to see Tangled, Brave, Moana, Princess and the Frog,
Nice.
Wall-E. Those are my top 5 that I need to see. So I still need to see those.
If you get a chance, and I don't think I mentioned it earlier, they have Wolverine and the X-Men, the animated show, and that was one of my picks as well that I forgot to mention.
Wolverine and the X-Men. Okay.
It's one of the best representations of the X-Men in animation form. I stand by that. I prefer watching that over the 90s series.
And when was this made?
Honest. What was that?
When was this made?
2005 or 6. It was around the same time period as Spectacular Spider-Man, but was canceled after a season because they couldn't get the funding for another season because of lack of toy sales. I think that was the demise of that show because of toys.
Lack of toy sales.
Yeah, they needed to make toys out of that show and they couldn't get it. Something happened that plans fell through and they couldn't get the funding to make a season 2. And the way the season ends is phenomenal. Like all the X-Men fans went nuts when that series ended because it teased something really, really epic. And I don't want to spoil it because I know some people that are going to be tuning in for the first time. It's really good. It's awesome. And I really want to revisit that series when I get the service. It's Wolverine leading the X-Men after a catastrophe, and he's the team leader, and it's really fun. It's really
is the voice actor for Wolverine really good?
Yeah, it's Steve Bloom. He's been the modern version of Wolverine for many years now. So he does a really good job. And yeah, it's pretty gritty for a cartoon show. I think it aired I don't think it aired at Disney. I think it was Nickelodeon that aired the show. Something like that. So it's a little bit grittier than your typical Marvel show. And it's awesome. I think you'll really love it.
You're doing a good job selling me. You do a good job on me selling me stuff. About books, I'm going to watch these cartoons.
Woohoo! Yes.
Omnipool, I have not seen Wreck-It Ralph. Should I?
I'm okay with it. Middle of the road for me. It's fun, but I can live without it. I don't need to revisit it. It's fun though. It's fun. Especially for all the arcade stuff, because he was an arcade character. Now you see modern gaming and all that stuff. So that was fun.
Okay, wait. I don't know what this refers to, but I want to know more about it. Did it tease the epic casting of January Jones as Emma Frost?
No. But Emma Frost is in the show, by the way.
Oh,
What was that? Tyler said?
the Tyler said?
Yeah. Instead of from every season, when Disney bought the yeah, and I do believe there was an issue with funding for toys. A lot of blaming went around. Same with I don't know if you know the story, but Spectacular Spider-Man, which isn't on the Disney Plus app because it's Sony owned. That was when Sony owned 100% all things Spider-Man. And when the show ended after 2 seasons, Marvel had the rights to all the merchandise for Spider-Man, and Sony did not like that, so they canceled the show on purpose. And it never got picked up again for a third one. And it sucks because to me, like, that is like such a great Spider-Man show, and it's not on the app. It sucks. Also, the Spider-Man movies, the Tom Holland movies, are not going to be on the app either because of Sony.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's co-shared, so it's not a Disney 100% property, so they're not going to be in there. Just the other Marvel movies. So you're not going to be able to watch Far From Home or Homecoming.
Okay.
Or the other ones, the Garfield and Sam Raimi stuff. So the other movies.
I actually never saw the Andrew Garfield ones.
Oh, I mean, all the chat. I can't see the comments for some reason, but I know that they're going to say, "Oh, those movies sucked." I like them. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. He's one of my favorite superheroes. I like them. I thought they were okay. They're not great, but
I should see him just because I love Spider-Man. So I should see him.
Yeah. And they try.
I like Emma. What's her name?
Stone.
Emma Stone.
Yeah, she was great as Gwen. And Lizard was fun. I'd love Lizard, and seeing him in live action, he looked like a Goomba, but my favorite part of the first Amazing Spider-Man movie was it was very quick, and I'm not spoiling anything. When Kurt Connors turns into the Lizard, he has his lab coat on. Throughout the movie, he doesn't wear the lab coat, which was really disappointing. But in one particular scene, he's turning into the Lizard, and his lab coat is all torn up. And for a brief second, you're like, "Oh, classic Lizard!" And then it falls over, and he drops it. But for that one scene, I'm like, "Yeah, that's awesome." It reminded me of Lizard in the animated series and the toys, comics, all that stuff.
Let's see. Somebody had a question. Somebody had a question for me, I think. You liked Rogue One, Jess? Yes, I loved Rogue One.
That's a fun movie.
Both my daughter and I absolutely loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe asked that one.
Oh, I think El Denver asked me at the beginning of the stream, and I'm so sorry. I think he asked me about Beastars. It's great. Everybody should read that. This.
Oh yeah, I meant to ask you that.
It's a manga, but it's really, really freaking great. We've done videos on it with Ryley, and I have talked about it. Basically, like a darker, more mature version of Zootopia, but manga-esque, and it has very European style drawings instead of like your regular. It doesn't look like a typical manga. All the character expressions and stuff. Let me check something here. See, it doesn't have the big eyes and the trademarks of a manga or an anime. It's more European style, like Black Sad or stuff like that. So I do recommend it. It's awesome. I read this a while ago, and I will be doing like a review on my channel. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, here's a comment for you. Jess, tell Gio he's not alone on the Garfield love.
What happened? Oh, oh my God! You know what? I thought
people like the Garfield movies.
I thought for a second we were talking about Garfield the cat. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought at first.
Yeah, And I'm a huge Garfield fan. Like, I grew up with Garfield. I remember going to school, and I had like the pencil bag and the backpack, shirts. I love Garfield so much. So I'm like, wait, what? What happened, Garfield? Were you talking about the cat now?
Nathan Watson, we just got done discussing Wolverine and the X-Men. They do have it, right, Gio? That's what you just got done talking about.
I don't know if it's there already, but it is going to be in the streaming service. Wolverine, Nightcrawler. I think that was the first time Nightcrawler was. I don't know. He was on Evolution, but you know what I mean. He was on there. Emma Frost. So many characters that you don't regularly see animated. Really got an opportunity to shine in that show.
Okay, and I Want to Believe says it is on the service.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you. I Want to Believe. I had a thing up here, and I once the service started, but I had a thing up here that had alphabetically everything that was being offered, and I closed it out, and I can't find it now. Because otherwise I would be able to answer these questions. And of course I can't find it now. I can probably just type in what's available on.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll show up.
Yeah. One huge question. Let's see if we can answer this. Are we getting on Disney the 20th Century Fox properties like Deadpool, X-Men, Fantastic Four movies someday?
I'm sure they will be on there. I don't think Deadpool will be in the streaming service, but X-Men, Fantastic Four, no doubt.
Yeah, they bought everything except the sports and the news, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like the whole idea is that Disney Plus is PG-13 mostly. Rated G up to PG-13, so all the R-rated stuff is going to be on Hulu. So Deadpool, we might see it on Hulu, I think. If
but
it ever.
Charlie Rogers just said, yeah.
Man, I really want to watch Wolverine and the X-Men now. Come on.
See, now I never saw any of these things like you guys did. So I'm going to be discovering them just like young kids are going to discover them.
It was 26 episodes, and it came out 2009. I said 2006. 2009. And interesting that Kevin Feige was an executive producer on that show.
Ah.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting idea. I don't know. Do you guys think that Disney Plus would do some kind of promo tie-in with Marvel Unlimited so non-comic readers could get exposed to them?
I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think so down the line. I think right now they're having trouble dealing with the amount of people they have interested.
Yeah.
But as far as promos go, down the line, that's a good idea, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and of course, my favorite show, you can binge Lizzie McGuire.
Oh, yeah.
Right on, Lizzie. And of course, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I also love that. And Even Stevens. And Hannah Montana, of course.
Nice.
And what else did that little girl and I babysat? What did we watch? I feel like those were the main shows that we watched. Yeah.
Oh, here's another obscure Marvel show. Avengers United They Stand. Have you seen that one?
Me?
Yeah.
If it's a cartoon, I haven't seen anything.
All right. Well, it's based on West Coast Avengers, and it is terrible. But it's super bad. I hate it. But It's only 13 episodes, and if you can, check out on YouTube Avengers United They Stand, the theme song. It is the corniest, most epic theme song for a superhero show that you will ever hear. It was Ant-Man, Wasp, Wonder Man, Tigra, Hawkeye. Hawkeye was the leader, Falcon, Vision, and Scarlet Witch. It was terrible. It was really bad.
There is a place in my heart for really awful things, like
man.
The Room and other awful, terrible movies. So I may like to watch that.
Yeah, they tried to. I don't know what they were thinking. They were trying to do they were trying to copy, I think, like the Timbers stuff with the Justice League, but no. They had like futuristic outfits, and the main bad guy was Ultron, but it just didn't work. It was terrible. I'm sorry if somebody's a fan. I'm sorry.
Well, don't even apologize. What was it called again?
Avengers United They Stand.
Was it a special or a series?
It was one season only, 13 episodes,
Oh.
unfortunately.
And what channels were these things on?
Fox had the most of the shows, the Marvel shows were on Fox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Saturday mornings were filled with superheroes. Trying to look to see if there's any other animated show. I don't like the modern stuff like Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble. I thought they were going to be something different. They're kind of corny. I don't like them that much. They did Guardians of the Galaxy, which I just don't like the art style in it, but it was okay. They did a lot of Inhumans crossovers, so I liked those episodes.
Okay.
I assume because there's a big Hero 6 TV show, I think that's going to be on there. So I want to see that.
Is that a movie you think I'd like?
Big Hero 6? Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. It doesn't have, it's Marvel based, but it doesn't have the Marvel logo in it, but it's still really fun. I think you're going to have a blast watching it.
Okay.
And it does get sentimental.
So you hated it? You froze up on me. Because sentimental means heart of ice, and that means you froze up on me. So we need you to open the door, step out, and come back inside. Okay.
Back.
There you go.
Sorry. Did we talk about Spider-Man Unlimited? I think we did.
The app has the computer wore tennis shoes. I remember that. That was young Kurt Russell. Did we talk about what? Ultimate Spider-Man?
Unlimited. I think we did.
Unlimited Spider-Man.
Did we? Yeah, because I remember Tyler commenting on the chat. Okay. Yeah, we did. They tried to imitate Batman Beyond, but it didn't work.
Oh, yeah, he did comment on that.
Yeah, I like the show, but they tried to copy that formula, and it didn't work. So, yeah. Hopefully next week I'll sign up, or somewhere along this month. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe next week all the problems will be ironed out.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to update the heck out of it, because I do know that Australia is going to have it on Tuesday as well. So you're getting a whole bunch more people tuning in, and it's going to take another hit on their servers. So they got to be ready for that too.
I'm surprised that they didn't have just a whole, city block worth of servers as backup.
Can
just
you imagine?
Switch them on.
Yeah,
so it's probably what they're just going to do is just light up the emergency backup servers or something.
The stress on those servers must be insane. I think they made like $10 million on sign up day. something crazy like that. That's a lot of money. Was it 10 million or 10 million subscribers? Something like that. I don't know.
And Gabe is saying 10 million users on day one.
Thank you, Gabe.
10 million times
$7.
7. Well, it's $7 a month. Well, yeah. Well, they've got bundles, and then they've got guys like Gabe and me that did it for $3 a month. So it's going to be hard to figure out exactly. And it's going to grow because you just said Australia is going to light up next week.
Yep. I do want to watch, now that we're talking about this, the What If. I'm really interested in that.
Is that live action or animated?
Animated.
I still want to watch that.
It's technically like the Marvel Cinematic Universe's version of the What If comics. And each episode is going to be a what if of a Marvel movie. So I think episode 1 will be Iron Man, episode 2 like Captain America, stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah. They previewed the Captain America one, and it's what if Peggy was Cap instead of Steve Rogers.
I'm totally down with that. Even if it is animated, I don't care. I bet it's animated great.
It looks really good from the teasers that we saw. Or I think they put out like a mini documentary or something, and it looks really good. I like it.
Okay.
I think they give Steve an Iron Man suit in that what if. So you have a team up of Peggy riding on top of a huge Iron Man looking thing in World War II. Looks pretty awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's Captain America.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the Watcher's the one that's narrating the show. So that's interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah. Jeffrey Wright, the Commissioner Gordon. He's gonna voice the Watcher in that show.
Oh man, he's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Let's see. Oh, here we got a compliment, so we have to talk about it.
Oh, the 3. Oh, yeah. I remember that. You guys signed up for that.
Yeah, we got lucky.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Charlie Rogers. I already got a really good deal on Disney Plus. I appreciate it. I have Hulu included with Spotify. And I have a good deal on Disney Plus for $3 a month. But thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're set for $3 a month. That's awesome.
That's even my wife said that's ridiculous. It's practically free, and I was like, yes. Yeah. So Hayden McGee says, now what's this about? I want to see what if just for zombie Cap. What's he talking about?
There in the preview they showed a zombie version of Captain America, but I don't know which episode that belongs to. Let me check. I don't know if it's Civil War. I might be wrong. I don't know. Captain America, what if? Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me read something real quick. A short animation sequence in which Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, faces down zombie Captain America, and the two recreate the shield throwing scene from the Winter Soldier. Huh. Yeah, apparently that's going to be the What If Winter Soldier episode for the second Captain America movie.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the first one with Peggy as Cap, pre-serum Steve gets the huge Iron Man armor, but it's military green, and it's really cool. There's a shot where she lands on top of the armor, and they fly in to beat some Nazis. That's awesome.
Where is this? YouTube?
I'll link you up. It's in Screen Rant. They have
Oh,
they
okay.
have an article.
Oh, okay, Charlie. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the info. You're A-okay. I appreciate it. Geo is wait. This is a question for you.
Mm-hmm. What's up? Iron Man Armored Adventures. That's the show with Kid Iron Man, right? Or is that yeah. It's fine for kids. I don't think you'll like it that much, Jess. It's a teenage version of Tony Stark with Pepper and Happy or Rhodey, and they're all teenagers, and it's done with CGI, not CGI, like computer graphics and stuff. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but
Sounds like Archie.
yeah, it's not for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more. Plus, it's more comedy drama heavy. So, yeah. I just don't like animated TV, like CG blended shows that much. So, I didn't like it that much when it was airing. I think that was back in 2009, something like that. Yeah, 2009.
Okay. Okay. Well. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is The Runaways going to be on this?
That's staying on Hulu.
Oh, it's on Hulu.
Yep.
Is The Runaways any good?
I watched 3 episodes and I quit because it was starting to get like teen drama ish. I'm like, I have no time for this.
Okay.
I love that they recreated the Velociraptor. That's awesome. And what's her name? The one with the wand. I forgot her name.
I don't know. I haven't read the book.
Nico. Was it Nico? Yeah, Nico Minoru. She's my favorite Runaway character, but other than that, I didn't really care for it.
Actually, Gabe is saying
it's on the app, really? Well, that shut me up.
It doesn't sound like it's really worth watching. I need to read the book first anyway.
It's just like they focused on things that I didn't want them to focus, and then they stretched things out a little bit too much for me. And again, went with the teen drama. I'm like, whatever. It's like 90210, but superheroes. I not for me.
That show, The Gifted, I really wanted to like it.
Oh, I remember you were bashing on it. That was awesome.
There was so much whining in it. Even the grown-ups were whining. Everybody gave each other the same whiny look, and I was like, "What is going on here? Get on with the show."
Yeah, no, it wasn't that great. I watched.
Really wanted to like it.
I think I saw like an episode. I'm like, whatever.
Well, it was too bad because there was a lot of exquisite-looking young talent in it.
Who was the main girl? Was it Polaris?
I can't remember now. I remember Blink was in it.
Blink, yeah.
Gosh, it's so long. I can't really remember.
I miss movie Blink. Bless her. She was awesome.
What movie was she in?
Days of Future Past.
Okay. I need to see that again.
She was my favorite character in that movie. From the future, I'm saying. Don't get mad, guys. I'm a fan of the actress, and she was lovely in that movie, and I miss Blink. I'll just say that much.
Thank you, Mr. Awesome. I am going to keep my oversized hardcovers, but thank you very much.
For what series?
For Runaways Omni.
Oh, Runaways. All right. I have the Ultimate Collection trades, the fat trades.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a series I want to upgrade to Omni, so I passed on the Omnibus.
Movie Blink, was she arrested and go off the grid for a while? Was she?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh.
She got into some issues with her home country.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Darn it. Somebody was talking about, now that we're sort of doing question and answers, somebody earlier in the chat was talking about Picard, the show, and Discovery, Star Trek shows. I think Picard is debuting in January. And I think, I'm not sure when Discovery's debuting, but Picard, I think, is in January. And I just discovered, I don't know why I never paid attention to them, but they've got like these things called short treks, where they're these little 10 to 15 minute short story treks, and they're on the app. And I mean, I've got that. I got to start watching those. There's a bunch of them. I just really got to start watching them because I love Discovery. And so there's a bunch of short stories dealing with Discovery. So I've got to, I don't know why I'm saying this out loud. This is just starting a conversation, but that's what I want to do, is watch those short treks.
Nice. Picard is in January, right? That's what you said? January.
I believe so, yeah.
Oh. That's on CBS? Yeah, CBS.
Yeah, all access, yeah.
I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, but I'll check it out. See what all the fuss is about.
I am a huge Watchmen fan, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
That thing rocked. Yeah, and I'm caught up on Watchmen, so that means, well, tomorrow's a pretty full day, but I think I will be able to see The Mandalorian this weekend, and then I can start in on some Disney movies. That's what I want to do.
That's a solid plan.
Yeah, and sprinkle in some Simpson episodes.
Yeah, you always find that one show that you trust. It's comfort food. So when you finish watching all the assignments, if you will,
yeah,
there's that show that you go to like end the marathon, and for you, it's going to be Simpsons.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the first thing I watched that morning, Tuesday morning. That was the first thing I watched, which is kind of funny to think that on the Disney Channel I'd be watching Simpsons. But that was the easiest thing for me to go to. I don't know gargoyles, and I wasn't, the only other thing I could think of, and I didn't have time to get involved with Mandalorian. The only thing I could think of would be like Mickey Mouse shorts, short cartoons or something, and I didn't even feel like searching through those. So it's just, I went, let's just go to The Simpsons. It was just so easy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jess, do you own any Simpsons comics? I do. Do you think Disney will put out Simpsons Omnis?
Oh, that'd be interesting. That'd be weird, man. Simpsons Omnibus Volume 1. It could happen.
Wow. That's actually an interesting question. Marvel has the Simpsons rights now? That's such a weird concept. I don't know why. That is, that's a pretty interesting idea. I don't know about Omnis, but I would read them. They were pretty good. I recall when they first came out, they were really very good, especially Treehouse of Horror ones.
Oh, I'd read that. That
I-
sounds great.
Yeah, I would definitely read a collection of Simpsons comics. But yeah, Gabe makes a good point. Does Bongo have the comic rights?
I don't remember. Let me check. Oh, there have been trade paperbacks in the 90s. Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Treehouse of Horror was 13 issues. Hmm. No, I can't read anything about Bongo. Simpsons.
Well, I don't know what the sales figures are, but I think everybody in the group would flip out if they could buy an oversized hardcover of Simpsons comics.
They even put out compendiums, colossal compendiums.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. But that was in 2016. But I can't see the publisher.
Well,
oh, Harper Collins has the paperback for The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think. Let's see. Do they still own the rights? Simpsons. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm dumb. I posted this article on the group in last summer because I was excited about it. Simpsons creator Matt Groening returns to publishing with the launch of a new company titled Bapper Books. Will launch with a collection of stories. Bongo Comics closed earlier in 2019 after 26 years. So I think Disney now owns it. I don't know if it's through Harper or whatever.
Tangled Web.
Yeah, because Bongo closed and closed earlier this year after 26 years and came concurrent to Simpsons owner 21st Century Fox being acquired by the Walt Disney Company. Prior to the success of Simpsons, Groening was a comic strip writer, whatever. So I assume Disney now owns the Simpsons comic rights. I don't know. If somebody knows, leave a comment below.
Yeah, any lawyers out there?
Yeah. I think they own it. I don't know.
If they did have Simpsons hardcovers, you'd be able to get them at InStockTrades.com, where you can save up to 50% off on your collected editions. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There is, you know what? I'm going to save that for the end because I've got everything memorized in a certain order and I don't want to muck it up. There's always an Omnibroslive discount code every quarter. If you're in the United States and you have an order of $50 or more, you get free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Nice. Where November 15th, save an extra 3% on DC now through November 15th. Items normally priced at 42% off will be 45% off. I'm reading this from my email.
Hmm.
Exclusions may apply. Exclusions include this week's new releases and items already on sale. Sales only valid through November 15th. Yada, yada, yada. No price adjustments allowed. I don't know if it stacks. If it does, you'll find out when you go to checkout. It doesn't.
Got a text.
Yeah, from my wife telling me to turn the heat down. Okay, sweetie. So that's November 15th. DC is an extra 3%. It's possible that it stacks. I don't know. You'll find out when you check out. I'm just the messenger on this one. November 16th, use the code one day at checkout and save an extra 3% on your order. This discount is available on all items, excluding gift certificates and items with no published discount. Here's some sample discounts, which include the 3% code. Marvel and Dark Horse, 45% off. DC and Image, 45% off. Deals of the week, 53% off. 53% off. That's more than half off.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you guys going to find that? Anywhere else but ISD? I don't think so. This sale does not stack with the loyalty discount. There you go. That one, November 16th, one day at checkout is the code. So perhaps the DC one on November 15th does. I don't know. You're going to have to find out for yourself. I can't do everything for you. Okay, Bavarian Rev says it stacks. I just ordered Gotham Central. Okay, so the 15th stacks. That's pretty good.
Nice.
That's pretty darn good. That's really good. That's way good. I don't know if I have much on my DC wish list for DC. I don't think I do. But I'll check it out. So there we go. What do you think? Anything else left to say about Disney Plus, nerds, and cartoons?
Do me a favor, watch, for all you watching at home, watch Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. It's 2 seasons. Fantastic Four, Wolverine and the X-Men. And I don't know if X-Men Evolution is on there, but if it is, go watch that because I love that show too. You'll love it. That's it. That's all I got.
Now people are just trolling me.
What are they saying? Stupid comments won't load. I'm sorry. I can't
Oh.
read the comments. Oh, come on.
Wait, no. Comments are coming in too quickly.
Get Nightfall. 50% off retail be enough to take Check back on Monday night.
3% off. That's an awful lot.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's a troll. Here's a good question. Anyone else highly disappointed in the recoloring on the Absolute Swamp Thing? There's been tons of... We even did it here on the show where we went over the recoloring a lot. And there's been lots of stuff released online that people could have used ahead of time, but I don't know. It didn't bother me the way it bothers other people. It's more a question of space and whether or not all 3 are coming out. So I'm just going to stick with my standard sized hardcovers.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll stick with the trade paperbacks. I don't have space for more absolutes, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, and Gabe puffing his chest out here.
True.
We were the first ones to discuss and compare the color changes.
Mm-hmm. Go back on Sunday's show. Was it? It wasn't last Sunday, right? It was the one before.
I think it was the one before. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now that is something that concerns me. Charlie Rogers here is bringing up a good point about the binding. If there are binding issues, that is going to be 2 major releases with binding issues: Batman by Snyder,
Yeah,
and the Swamp Thing by Alan Moore. That is going to be really concerning to me, as he says, consenting, but I'm sure he meant concerning.
Yeah.
That's serious problems when your 2-star books have binding issues.
If
Go ahead.
I was going to say that if people get that book and it has binding issues and you have a Twitter account, post a picture, tag DC, and let everybody know with a hashtag. Sorry. Because that will raise awareness. Because if it's just an isolated incident, they won't care, frankly. So, but if people tweet it out or message and create a fuss over it, then yeah, just let DC know through social media. I trust me that if enough people rally behind that, they'll take notice, because it sucks if you have multiple releases. I mean, they've done absolutes, they've done omnibuses. Come on. If this was 10 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. They're trying it out. But you've done this before. There's no excuse to continue flopping like the way they're doing with these big releases. Come on.
Yeah, agree.
You know. But and if anybody's wondering, there was a solicit for new books, but we'll talk about it Sunday.
Yeah, I think we should save it for Sunday.
Yeah, because it's a lot, and I want to nerd out about one book in particular. You're gonna have to tune in Sunday.
One book in particular.
Yeah, it's gold and green in nature.
Gold.
It's not booster gold. It's aquatic.
Oh. Okay.
I'll geek out over that.
And
be upset.
Finding on Batman Eternal.
I can't answer that.
I don't know, because it's still in.
You still have it wrapped?
I still have it wrapped.
Yeah.
I'll unwrap it right now and tell you.
Live unboxing, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting a bonus episode within an episode. Eternal unboxing. It should be fine. I'd love that cover.
I do too.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome. There we go. Yeah, perfect.
You see it?
Yep.
Looks okay to me.
Mm-hmm. That's a big book too.
Ooh, it's Batgirl and Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back in a sec.
Disney Plus and an unboxing. This is quality content. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
I need to relax it now, but everything seems fine with it. Yeah, now I really want to read it.
I have the 3 trades for that, so I'm okay
How
with
many,
that.
how many issues are there?
52 issues
52.
because it was released weekly that year.
Oh, so this is the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, awesome. I thought we had more to go.
Yep.
That's awesome that it's
a complete
the
story.
whole thing.
Yep.
New book smell? Yeah, it's different than old comic books rotting away. Any better loss? I'm pretty sure I showed you that. Wait a sec. I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
How's that
I
look?
don't see. There's not a lot of gutter loss.
No, I don't think so.
Nice.
Yeah. Ooh, Catwoman.
Mm-hmm. She's in there too.
I think I found something to do this weekend.
On top of all the shows.
Yeah, I know. I've got a bunch of shows that I've got to do. So yeah, no, hardly any gutter loss. I think it's good for this.
Matthew asked us, Wonder Woman New 52 or Harley Quinn Omni Volume 1? I say both.
Who asked that?
Matthew, a couple questions
Ooh,
back.
boy, they're both awesome. But my favorite book of all time, one of my favorite books of all time, is Harley Quinn Omni #1.
I never did a review on it. I should, because it's a fun book.
It is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun. That's the book that made me fall in love with Harley Quinn.
I like the character, but yeah, that run, that's my preferred version of Harley Quinn.
I agree.
I'm not a huge fan when she's tagging along with Joker. I like her when she's solo and just doing wacky adventures, hanging out with Poison Ivy, all that stuff.
Agree. That's when I like her best.
Are you going to watch the TV show, the animated series?
No, that's on DC Universe.
Mm-hmm. It's coming out soon, I think. Should be coming out soon.
You and I are going to have to work on that.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I got your back. I need to watch from that thing. I need to watch Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing. I haven't seen them yet.
Okay, good. I also need to see those. But I'm going to wait until after Watchmen because otherwise I'm just going to get too crazy.
Yeah. When is that coming out? November 29th. So yeah, this month is the Harley Quinn show.
Oh, good. They sure are making a big deal of like her potty mouth and violence.
It's pretty R-rated.
Yeah.
The premise is that it follows her adventures after she breaks up with the Joker, including receiving help from Poison Ivy and others to become a member of the Legion of Doom. That's gonna be fun. It looks wacky. I want to see it.
Yeah, here's what is that, Joker's daughter? Or is that
Yeah, I think she shows up in Eternal too.
Ooh. Ooh, there's the Batwoman. This book looks bitchin', man.
Yep. When you find out
Right.
who the main villain is, I think you'll dig it. That was my
Okay.
favorite part. Because it's a big mystery. You find out, I think, after the halfway point, but it's good. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, there's Joker's daughter. And who's that? Holy smoke, this book looks awesome.
Yeah. It's really good. I liked it. Live reading.
I know, I'm just relaxing the spine and I'm getting caught up and reading about it.
Hey, since we're talking briefly about animated shows, and this has nothing to do with Disney Plus whatsoever, we
Sure.
switched over to DC. Did you ever watch Brave and the Bold, the animated series for Batman?
No.
Oh my gosh, none of my friends like it. I'm the only one that liked that show. I think you will love Batman Brave and the Bold. It's slapstick comedy based on
Oh, really?
the Silver Age Batman with all the wacky adventures, all the zebra Batman, the outer space Batman, all that craziness, but in animated TV style. And it has some serious episodes, but it's mostly very tongue in cheek and it's very comedic. It's fantastic. I think you really love it.
Brave and the Bold, and I suppose that's on the DC app too, DC Universe.
I don't know. Let me.
Or do I buy a DVD of it or something?
It's out on Blu-ray and DVD, but I don't know if they have it streaming anywhere. Brave and the Bold. Like Batman teams up when you start the episode. There's like a mini adventure before the theme song plays, and every episode he teams up with a different hero, like Superman or Zatanna or Aquaman, Green Arrow. Every single DC hero from that era shows up, and they're all heavily influenced on Silver and Bronze Age. I think you will really love it.
Oh.
He becomes a mentor. Batman becomes a mentor to Blue Beetle, but the Blue Beetle is Jaime Reyes, and he is voiced by, I think, Will Friedle. Let me check. Somebody voiced Blue Beetle. Who was it? Which is pretty funny because if it is Will, he was what's his face? Shoot, you got the Blu-ray, yes, recently. Terry McGinnis.
Terry McGinnis. Okay.
Yeah, so the same voice actor that does Terry, he voices Jaime Reyes in that show.
Matthew, no, don't get Batman Eternals. Stick with Harley Quinn. One thing at a time, young man. Just get Harley Quinn.
Get Harley Quinn.
And Hayden McGee, that you made my night saying that you saw my video and decided to get into Harley Quinn because of my video. That is the greatest compliment you could pay somebody with a channel. Thank you so much for saying that.
You made me a fan of Harley because I like the character, but just a little bit. And then you talked about it so passionately, and I checked out the books, and I love her now. So
that's great to know. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've actually been on 2 hours, so talking just about Disney Plus and whatever else comes through our heads. So Brave and Bold, I need to get those DVDs, huh? Or Blu-rays.
They're You can get the Blu-rays. I can't find if it's streaming anywhere. Oh, whoa, wait, hold on before we leave.
Ah.
DC Universe has a show. Yeah, they have a show, so you can do like a free trial and sample it, I guess.
But if DC Universe has it, that means nobody else would have it then, in like Netflix or anything else. It would just be on DC Universe.
DC Universe and Amazon Prime has it, but I think you have to buy the episodes. It's not free streaming, which is really expensive if you're gonna buy each episode for like $2.
Well, how many episodes are there?
There's 3 seasons. I think it
3
was
seasons.
65 episodes.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I'll send you some clips, and I think you're gonna really love it.
Okay, and thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that too. That's very nice. That's really nice to hear. It's like the best thing you can say to a guy that has a channel.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I get so excited when people say, "Oh, I thank you for doing videos on Aquaman." I'm like, yes, because he's my favorite. And people start reading Aquaman, and you know, because even to this day, he's gotten really popular, but he's still underrated compared to Batman and whatever other superhero.
Yeah. Well, my first reaction is always, you watched my video? You spent time watching my video? Thank you so much.
Yep.
That's always my first reaction. And now to find out that I influenced their book purchase.
Even better.
Yeah. That's crazy.
All right, there's a clip I'm going to send you that's Batmite. He's voiced by oh gosh, I'm terrible with the names tonight. Give me a second.
Oh, and here's Michael Lombardo saying I prevented him from buying Batman Omni by Neil Adams.
Batmite was voiced by Paul Rubens. Yeah.
Oh,
it's awesome. Yeah, there's a scene where he's changing Batman's attire, and you see all the different outfits from all the eras in the comics.
Oh, really?
Let me see if I can hook you up with the link. Yeah, I sent it to you on the Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, from you. Okay.
Yeah.
Batman costume showcase.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
There's a villain. I think he was original for the show. That was Music Meister. He was voiced by Neil Patrick Harris. So the whole episode's a musical. It's amazing.
That's great.
Yeah. And that series has one of the funniest versions of Aquaman that you will ever see. He's a cross between Silver Age, Super Friends, and freaking Jason Momoa with the really big muscles. It's really hilarious.
Jess, you always inspire me to buy many books. Oh, yeah. Latest was the 2 Black Widow volumes you recently reviewed. I did that with Tyler Blunt. That was the Mark Waid Black Widow books. Thank you, Popped Culture. I appreciate that a lot. That means so much to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. That reminds me that I have 2 shows this weekend. Actually, tomorrow, if he gets the books read in time, we're going to be doing an X-Force, Extinction Agenda, and Cable and the New Mutants review. With Tyler Blunt. and that is called a justification video, because we had to justify the fact that we bought X-Force as a backdrop for our X-Force figures. So we had to read the book to justify the fact that we bought those figures. The only reason we bought X-Force was to be a backdrop for the figures. So we said we better read the book if we bought the book. And it turned out to be actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And Cable and the New Mutants is actually great. New Mutants was a really good, well, I don't want to give away too much, but New Mutants was a really good comic book. I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow with Tyler Blunt. And then on Saturday, I have my horror movie show, and then Batterdays in the Batcave. This is on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube. And I also took some pics that I need to upload to Omnidogs_vault on Instagram. And Gio, where can they find you?
You can find me on my channel, A Week in Geekdom, talking about anime, comics, games, bunch of nerdy stuff. A Week in Geekdom.
Very nice. Let's see. We do have some final things. I know. X-Force is just better than I thought it was going to be, Matthew. Chad Omnidog. Gabe told me you love Batman Damn so much that I should buy a signed copy from him. He said he gave me a deal at $100, but now I'm not so sure. Now that I know is not true. New Mutants is what was really good. I didn't say X-Force was good. New Mutants, yeah. I asked for a New Mutants Omni, and I'm hoping they do one someday. You guys should do a collaboration with Peter M. again, and you should reach out to Wallace Ryan from the Library of Graphic Literature and do something with him. And great collaboration with Near Mint, Jess. Quack, whenever he calls, I always say yes. Omar is a great guy and knows and remembers everything. How he and Ryley can remember the things they do, I have no idea, but Omar is remarkable.
He's a computer, a walking computer.
Yeah. He knows and retains so much and is such a good guy. Omar is it is always my pleasure to do anything with Omar. He's a blast to do videos with. So I'm always happy to do something with him. That's Taylor Brown talking like he's Tyler Blunt.
Popcorn. I could use some popcorn.
We've lost Gabe to manga, I think, now forever. Michael Lombardo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, here's something nice. Thank you, Hayden McGee.
Aw, thanks, man.
That's very nice. Now, what's Fallen Angels?
Fallen Angels. No idea.
Was that something in X-Force that I just read or something? I have no idea.
I don't know much about the X-Men. No clue.
What's I don't know.
I just like Scarlet Witch and Magic and Kitty Pryde. Those are
Right.
my favorite X-Men.
Fallen Angels writing was amazing, but the art is terrible. I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from. Dawn of X title. Oh, okay. New X-Men run. Okay, well, I haven't read any of those yet.
Same.
Forget it, Matthew. I'm not descending into manga. I have like 3 books of it, and that's all I'm reading. Okay, well, thank you to the chat. It's very lively. Lots of good questions and comments. Thank you to our viewers. If you could give us a like, we'd appreciate that. And subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe if you liked what you saw. And you saw the best 2 and 3 looking Omnibros. So you saw the best.
Yeah.
We'll subscribe. And let's see, give us a like, subscribe, leave a comment. We always respond to comments, as far as I know, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And tune in again to OmniBros on Sunday at noon when we will go over DC Solicits, the new books. Thank you, Chat Omnidog.
Yeah, I read that.
You saw that one, huh?
Chat finally refreshed, and that's the first comment I'd say. Thank you, Chat Omnidog.
So, good night, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Good night. Nighty night. Or morning.